Hey guys, I'm back from some travels and along the way I picked up some really cool locks. Today I want to share one that's a doozy. I've never seen a lock that looks like this. You can already see from the gigantic keyway here that it has a pretty odd design. It is called the Shi-He lock, and it is pretty rare. I've only found two of these. This is the U-lock version, but I know they make a padlock version. It was patented in 2003. I have some photos of the internals of this section here that I will put in the video. I'll just flash them for a couple seconds, and if you guys are interested in taking a look at those, you can just pause the video. So I'll do that now, and then when I come back I'll demo the operation for you. Alright, so if those diagrams were a little bit confusing, I'll just go into a little bit more depth here and show you how this works. As you can see, it has a little half moon shaped key here, and there are 10 places for little rods to be placed to create a bidding. This particular key has 6 rods. They're all the same length, and they'll always be the same length for every type of key. The only thing that's going to change are the position of the rods, and I think also the number of rods. Now, based on my limited quantity of these locks, I can't tell you how many rods, like the minimum amount of rods and the maximum amount of rods, but I'm almost certain that they will change. So you might find a key with maybe 4 rods or 5 rods or 7 rods, something like that. So let's show you how this works real fast. You'll notice there's some barriers here, some plates, and that's to prevent access to the key pins that are hiding underneath this plate here. So if I put this here, you could see kind of like a fake X-ray vision how those key pins would be lined up. So to operate this key, you have to put this in here, rotate it around this plate, push it deeper, then rotate it around this plate, and now I'm tensioning the lock because I haven't pushed the rods against the key pins. If I push them in, now I'm tensioning, and I can turn the locking dog moves out of the way, and the lock opens there. So let me show you the inside here. There you go, there's the locking dog there. As you could see from the diagram that I showed, this is not spring loaded. It has some sort of lever or something that pulls it out of the way, so you can't shim that, which is cool. Let me close that up again. Alright, where are we? Alright, so get that locked, and then to pull the key out, you have to rotate it, pull it, rotate it, and pull it. So it's like 4 steps to use this key, which can be a bit clunky. You know, it's really unconventional, but hey, it's cool. It's weird. I like that sort of thing. It's like, although it's not the, you know, most perfect design for everyone, I just like locks where someone had an idea and they just they made it reality, you know? So although it's clunky, you can tell that these plates are actually really functional, because there's a couple things this prevents you from doing. like the Expuzz mag. This is kind of similar to the Expuzz mag, and it's also kind of similar to a lock like the van lock, where the key has these rods sticking out and it has to press against those key pins. But for the Expuzz mag and the van lock, the key pins are exposed, so you can manipulate them, and if you go on YouTube, you could see people doing that. So, but for this lock, it's completely hidden. You cannot manipulate those pins, and that's what this does. This plate here prevents you from sticking any tools in there, because, you know, from this half moon shape, you can't just move the pick up and down. You're going to have to move it in and out. And if you have something in here, you can't move it. You can only move it down this trench. You can't go to any depth. So, and even if you could somehow create some tool to reach around to do that, to reach the pins, you're never going to know how many pins you're going to need to come in contact with. You're never going to know, and it's just going to be really hard to, you know, do that because you won't have any vision because that's hiding it. In terms of so that's picking. So I would say picking this lock would be a real pain in the ass. I'd love to see the tool someone makes to pick this, but you know, bumping, I'd say this is pretty. I'm gonna guess that this is pretty resistant to bumping too, just because you know, if you had a bump key which had all 10 rods, right? Let's say we had all 10. I'm gonna have to assume that, you know, because the positions of these rods has to change for each key, that if you had a rod in against a pin that was not supposed to be there, that it would block the shear line. So, you know, if I had a bump key that had all the rods and you pushed it in there, you're going to be pushing on some pins that should not be pushed against, and therefore I'm almost certain, again, I don't know the full details of this lock, but I'm almost certain that it would be blocking the shear line if you do that. I have one other version of this lock. I'm going to get it now. It has a different style of key, same mechanism, but different style of key. Let me just get that for you now. All right, so here's that other version I was talking about. It actually has 6 rods on the key instead of 10, so the key can be smaller in size. So that's three rods out of 6 possible positions here. I think they made this version later. I mean, obviously look at the keyway; it's the same shape, but you know, the other one, the half moon, like fit perfectly. This one is just kind of, you know, it works still. You know, same operation. There you go. So that'll open it up. But yeah. Although the key is smaller, I think they made this because they realized they don't need 10. I think they realized no one's going to be picking this anyway, so they might as well make the key smaller. So yeah. There they are, the 2 what is it? Oh yeah. Shi-He Qi Mi locks. Yeah, thanks for watching.